European. All right, that's what I got to say about that.
Yes. I don't got nothing to say because Drastic's 100% right. So.
Drastic sound like Mr. Brad on the Mr. Brad Ranch show.
Oh God! But look.
They should have a show together.
But they need that. They need that. Like a lot of there's youngsters who would definitely appeal to that because a lot of them are lost.
Yeah.
We're clearly going through that. But
let me tell you something. The only reason why that we talk about this stuff about that because we've been so brainwashed to believe that anything we do is not good enough. That's what it comes down to.
Can I give you a stereotype?
Yeah.
The Cosby Show. I'm from a single parent household. Yeah. Cosby Show showed mother and father. So I'm assuming that the perfect household consisted of a mother and father.
Yeah.
What would that do? That would confuse a child. All right, my mother's a single mother. Yeah, she's doing the best she can. But we need a father in the household. That don't necessarily mean that that's the situation at hand.
Yeah, I believe that the father should just be there. That's it.
Okay.
Because let me tell you something. It's good that you have both parents in the home, but sometimes that might do damage.
It
be more
the
of a
children.
damage.
And that's society doing that because society put that in the schools.
Yeah.
The schools display what they see on TV.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, we have a whole bunch of kids with a stereotype and feeling, what's that? A self-esteem.
Yeah, illegitimate. That's what they call it. Illegitimate child. You're a child who's illegitimate. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't call any child illegitimate. Never do that. But I hear people on TV who actually will say stuff like this. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying to myself, how can you have a heart?
Or like you said, how a man should be. There's people who talk about because the man is not in the household, how the man should be raised. And a woman can't single-handedly raise a young man to be that kind of man.
And that's why I said...
It takes a father. So they're making it seem like no matter how we grow without a single parent or whether with the father... We are destroyed.
I just feel like both parents should just be there. They don't mean that you'll be there. When I mean by being there, that don't mean that you got to be in the same household. Yeah. I'm talking about just be there. Make sure that they're fair for their children. Mm-hmm. You know, because like I said, having both of them in the house might be more damaging, especially if they're not getting along, than having them apart. It's just that both of them need to be there. Either the person who got the custodian need to do what they're supposed to do, and the person supposed to get visitation or whatever supposed to make sure that they take time to go and get their children.
How about a better one? Not letting the goddamn government know what the hell you're going through in your damn household.
Exactly.
That's how that should work. I mean, as taxpayers, taxpayers, they take for every dollar. They giving a quarter here, a quarter there, a quarter there, and 50 cents here. 50 cent goes to where? The gun fair on how to kill your damn child.
Yeah, exactly.
So while y'all making like I'm working for society, I'm making this, that, and the 30 year. Yeah, all right, that same money is going towards creating a new bullet to kill your fucking son in the street.
Yeah, exactly.
For him and wanting to be just because of a probable cause. What do they call it? Racial profiling. Exactly. Just because of that. Yeah, you kicking out a little 50 cent from that, and the 25 cent goes towards people on welfare. And towards the other 25 towards disability. Yeah. So if you think you paying a whole bunch of taxpayers' money, no, your money goes towards crime. Your money is actually paying for the crime to be committed, to create a new bullet to lay your damn child 6 feet under.
And war.
And
space, which I don't get.
You're damn right. You're right about that. All right, so let's say they probably giving the people on public assistance 10%, and the 15 cent goes towards what? Material goods towards the outer space? Because they act like all this money is going towards people on welfare.
No.
When you see a lot of white people in them damn offices.
That's my point.
Going to the police department.
The police department. The money that the city claimed they ain't getting.
No, let me tell you something.
You get what I'm saying. They said the cops is underpaid, but how they killing?
It's going to the police. We pay the police department.
Exactly.
That's plain.
But they claim the city don't have enough money. So how are we in deficit?
No. Here's the thing.
They say that all the time.
When they print the money.
Millions of dollars for this, that, and the third. I don't want to hear that.
The higher paids are underpaid too, you know.
Here's the thing. You hit around
you
the money.
What
you
I'm
hit
saying.
around the money about people think that's going to welfare recipients. Mm-hmm. No. Only in the last 40 years, they've been thinking this. Mm-hmm. Why? Because who they put on television as who's on welfare?
Black people.
There you go.
That's not true.
And you know that's not true.
I know that.
I saw a guy who owned a Gap store who got...
I know.
White.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, the guy in the 24-hour store...
I know.
I said his name on the radio.
Oh, gosh. Well, we don't know. Y'all don't know which store.
This guy is telling me that he tried to go down there and get food stamps and all that other stuff.
I know.
And they start asking him all these questions about his income. And he said as soon as they asked him that, he told him forget it.
Yes.
He already knew he wasn't going to get it.
No, and that's the thing.
But
that's the thing I'm trying to say. We know that. Mm-hmm. I know that. I know for a fact that every race of people in America collect food stamps.
Yes.
But that's not who they show on television. Last 40 years, they've been showing
black people only.
The poor black people.
You don't see no white trash. You don't see no other race.
Because before that, when it was white people who was struggling, who was shown to be struggling, I'm talking about like the people in the Midwest who couldn't, crops had dried up and they needed assistance because they couldn't farm the way they want to anymore. They call it Dust Bowl.
Okay.
You know, and things of that nature. They felt sorry for those people. They felt sorry for those poor whites. You know, but as soon as they started showing poor blacks, that's when all that. Oh, we need to cut deficit. We need to cut funding. We need to do this.
Transportation went up. You guys, y'all didn't even peep it.
We need to cut the deficit in half. We need to get people off the welfare rolls, and we need to. Come on,
and
man.
there's not a lot of people in the welfare rolls. They don't even got enough jobs. They just opened that Sears right there at Gateway Walk. Gateway.
From what I heard, 40,000 jobs was created.
But
Obama's been in office.
I know that, but they won't.
But how many companies are closing now?
Yeah,
that Sears, they just built that Gateway.
You know why they closing?
claim they're about to close soon.
Because
Kings Plaza closing. They just built all these stores and now the stores are closing down. So where's the money going to go later on?
But see, you understand
houses and stuff that they're trying to build in the low income neighborhoods to try to move all these low income families out.
Yeah,
that's where your taxpayer money going for fake jobs.
Yeah,
that's going to pay for something else to get done.
And another thing, they don't realize what racism and discrimination does to other people. When you decide to cut funding for people to get assistance because of the color of their skin, and you just cut it. You're not only affecting the people who you try to cut from, you're also affecting everybody else. Because we all know that black people is not the only one collecting food stamps.
Okay.
But if you're showing them on TV all the time and the government is thinking that way, then they're going to cut the food stamps and nobody gets them.
Okay.
So you got to understand something. That's what slavery did. Slavery did the same thing. See, a lot of poor white people back in those slavery days couldn't get jobs because you had black people working for free.
Yeah,
against their will. So why would a slave master want to hire you for $2 an hour when they already got people enslaved already over here doing it for free? So now you not only you messing up black people and not giving them money and forcing them into slavery, but now you mess up the white folks that need those jobs to feed their families because the fact is these guys over here working for free. Why do they need you? They don't need you. That's the same thing with welfare and public assistance. If you're trying to cut people off because of the color of their skin, and you cut these programs, you're cutting the program for everybody in America.
But they're cutting the programs so they can have more industrial resources.
I know
if you can pay somebody to work for welfare, why pay for somebody who's willing with the qualifications?
That's my
point.
that
cuts off the cities that you sat through school for 8, 9, 10 years.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, but we could get this motherfucker right here.
Exactly.
Who's in welfare?
That's my point.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's
even
my
though their grandparents paid like 30, 40 plus 400 years of whatever for this country.
Exactly. That's my point I'm trying to make. Is that's what racism, that's the backlash of racism. Is that it messes up for everybody.
It does.
It messes up for everybody. If you're going to depict one group of people as not even human beings, and you feel like they shouldn't get anything, and you cut programs like that, knowing that it's supposed to be government programs, but government programs, then you're going to mess up for everybody else in this country. That's why I say it's got to stop. But you know what? As long as people, if only people are blind.
Speak up drastic.
No, we do speak up, but the bottom line is, you see, you got to understand what the media did.
Okay.
The media, when it comes to black folks, and I can't speak for other groups of people, maybe Latinos, because they are brothers too, or, even though a lot of them don't want to.
They stick together.
No, but see,
they were like, you're Holmes, yeah, Paco.
No.
Next thing you know, they with Jocko.
No. Let me tell you something.
You get what I'm saying?
No, but see, Latinos is us too, because the fact is, if you look at a lot of their DNA, a lot of them got African blood in them.
But they don't care. They feel their shit is like 3 shades lighter. They like, all right, fuck that. We got a whole new clique.
I know.
That's a whole new clique of people.
I know. When
it's time to eat lunch at school, them motherfuckers with their old people. They ain't with my black ass.
Yeah, but the fact is, they believe the reason why they think that way is because, not all of them, because they go by nationality. They go by where they came from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
how they were raised.
So if they're Dominican, even though they darker than
grandma raised them all together.
They're gonna call themselves black. They're gonna call themselves Dominican. They going by they going by their heritage. They're not going by the color of skin. So that's why a lot of Latinos be like, we over here. We Spanish.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean.
Spanish,
but I guarantee you, look at if you go into the DNA, and I seen it already. Of people that who was Latino going to DNA, they got something. If they don't got 50%, they have at least about 5%.
Yes, and the 5% you still could see.
Yeah, yeah, black 5% African.
Yes.
Look for example. Remember the guy? What's his name? Lopez.
Yes.
The comedian. He took his DNA. Could have found out he had like 50-something% European. About 40-something Native American, Indian, Native American. But you can see that in him. But then he also found out that he had 4% Sub-Saharan African.
You can't separate the Indian from the African.
I know that. Okay. But the fact is, he saw that he was like, I'm black. He was just joking around. But
I seen that from his nose. We know that, but they don't know that.
But that's my point. And so that's why I say they're part of us. And let me tell you something. Racists know that too.
Yeah.
This is why they throw Latinos with us in the same neighborhoods.
Well said.
They know that too. They know that that the most Latinos are mixed with indigenous and African blood, and that's the two.
For y'all don't know what's indigenous, Drastic?
That's American Indian.
American Indian, meaning that the settlers was already here. Yeah. I went through this with a couple of people. I told them, I said, this country wasn't even Indians. They migrated here. So they like, yo, we claim them. You get what I'm saying? And then they took over them. Yeah. And then Columbus and his people was like, yo, nigga, you ain't own this neither. So we taking y'all and the country too. So that's how that happened. Yeah, it was Haitians here too. There was other settlers here in this state. It was called Turtle Island before those who knew what it was. Before Manhattan.
But indigenous people been here for 25,000 years.
Yes,
they've been here for 25,000 years. They migrated. When they migrated over the bridge from Russia, when it was a little land bridge from Russia to Alaska, that's when they came from Eurasia, and they came from parts of Asia, like Japan and China.
Yes,
they
everywhere closer within 500 meters.
Yeah, they came and they went through Siberia. Siberia. That's what it's called. They went through Siberia and went over the land bridge that went into the Americas, and for 25,000 years they was here for untouched.
Yes.
But the thing is that we can see that Latinos are mixed with that with indigenous blood, and some of them got between 50% and 5% African blood.
Yes.
If you see a dark skinned Latino, most likely he got a lot of African blood, African and Indian blood.
Unless it's a Mexican. Mexican have more Indian.
No, let me tell you about Mexico.
They have beautiful
red
skin.
No. See, that's another thing. People have been so brainwashed in America. They don't realize that Mexicans don't have a look. They don't have a look. No, see, people got it twisted. Mexico is like the United States. I could pop up pictures right now of European white Mexicans. Look nothing like the Mexicans that they show in the media.
True indeed.
Because the fact you understand something. The reason why a lot of those Mexicans are shown is because unlike the United States, in Mexico, the indigenous descendant Mexicans are the majority. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
They are the majority. But you also have 25% European Mexicans, and you have like about 10% Afro Mexicans, meaning that the black and Mexican.
The lighters are bigger in race than the darker.
No. The indigenous people, the indigenous.
Indigenous mean of color.
Yeah, well, no, it means the Indians.
Yeah, the color.
Yeah, the color, yeah. They're the majority in Mexico. They're of Indian descent. Then you have the second group is the
lighter.
It's the
tropical looking.
It's the Mexicans of European descent. White people, white Mexicans.
Tropical.
Well, I don't know.
Because white Indians consider themselves more Indian than the darker red.
They're not Indians. They're not Indian.
I consider, like my mother. We had an argument about this. My mother said her people, the Blackfoot Indians, the brown ones, was more Indian than the whiter looking ones in India.
I know.
So, but a lot of them still have to admit that the dark can't be without the light.
but these Mexicans, but these Mexicans are not Indian. They white.
We know that.
No, they
because
European
of their
white.
Ancestry.
Yeah, they came from Germany, and they came from Germany and Spain.
Drastic know his history.
All that stuff. It's 25% of that over in Mexico.
I would say you're 5% of the way your ass be talking.
No. They're 25% European Mexicans that nobody ever talk about.
You're right.
They don't talk about that. They don't talk about
indigenous is the word he's telling you.
No. No, the indigenous is the majority. That's the ones who actually we see on television. Those are the majority. They're like 60-something%. Those are the majority of Mexicans. The indigenous Mexicans